I have proposed to Ash that we consider looking at new builds. Straight for the melon. Yum, yum. Wakes up nicely in the morning and doesn't start screaming for crisps first thing in the morning or whatever. He gets a pom-pom. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing really well and I hope you're having a fabulous week so far. Today is a little bit different. I'm actually heading into London with Hallie today to meet up with our friend Liv, who you'll obviously all know. I actually talk about her quite a lot. She's probably my best friend in this like world of, I don't know, the internet, which is really nice that we've like been able to connect and stuff. But we're gonna meet up for a little girly lunch. We don't have too long because the boys, so Arlo, her little boy, and George are both at nursery, and we've obviously got to get back to pick them up. I've just dropped George off, got ready. Hallie's just having a quick bottle before we head to the station to get on the train, go into London and stuff. The last time I did this with Hallie, or the only other time that I've done this with Hallie, was also to meet up with Liv, and that was when we went to this like Instagram sort of influencer event thing, which was fine, like that was good. And then we went for lunch and stuff then. I actually ended up missing my train on the way back and it was all just like downhill from there. But luckily enough, actually, Ash did get back from work that day early, so he did get to pick George up from nursery, but I'm determined to make sure that I don't miss any trains, although if there are delays, I've got another train like lined up just in case. So we're actually probably only gonna have like a couple of hours together. We're probably just gonna grab something to eat and then do a little bit of shopping around Oxford Street and try and catch up with each other at the same time. She's all dressed up in her birthday outfit that she got from Nanny, didn't you? Yeah, to be honest, it'll be a lot easier this time going into London with Hallie because she doesn't need a bottle during the day anymore. We've cut out her like lunchtime bottle, so she's literally having a bottle in the morning and a bottle before bed, and it's full fat milk now because you are one. You are one. And the transition between going from formula to full fat milk was basically non-existent. I literally ran out of formula and then gave her full fat milk, warmed it up, and it, like, at the same temperature that it would have done for the formula, and like she's been totally fine. She's just drank it all and hasn't even noticed almost. So that's a relief because there's always that thing of like that transition, what's it gonna be like, but she's been absolutely fine. So yeah, she has 2 bottles a day and none while we're out during the day, which makes everything so much easier. I've done her a little packed lunch. I've actually packed all of that already and obviously got all of her spare clothes and all of the nappies and the works. But yeah, so much easier than it was before. Just got a bottle of water, a packed lunch, and then some spare clothes and nappies and stuff. Oh, hello. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head to the station now and then we're gonna get the train. It takes me like half an hour to get to the station, so I'm gonna head off in a second. And I mean, the next train is like the early train and that leaves in 40 minutes, but I don't need to get that train. I think I'm gonna hope that Hallie has her little nap in the car and then I can get to the station and she'll just sleep for a little bit and I'll get the following train which gets me there on time. But yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, I just realised like how lucky I am to have someone that I'd be able to go into London with and do this with, because like, if I'm totally honest, I've said it loads of times before, I feel like maternity leave has never been what I kind of expected it to be. I expected it to be all going to coffee shops and baby groups and like making friends and having bonds and stuff, and I just really haven't had any of that, and it's probably more on me than it is other people, but I find it so hard to make those like meaningful connections, like meaningful friendships in motherhood, because it's just hard. Like, it's just constant. Your brain doesn't function the same way. Like, it's not about you and it's not about your friendships. It's about making sure that your kids are okay, that you're facilitating everything that they need. Of course, and rightly so, but like that really doesn't leave a lot of space for much else. And I feel like because everyone is feeling like that, everyone's doing everything but in their own little silos rather than like coming together and doing it. And I feel like me and Liv are really good friends, but we live like miles away from each other, which is why we always like sort of meet in the middle. We've met in like Stevenage, we've met in London, and like it, you know, to drive all the way to one place or the other would be like too far. But yeah, it's nice when we can meet up and stuff. We met up and we went to soft play with Arlo and George and Hallie, and it was so much fun. But yeah, we need to do more stuff like that. But you know, I wish she lived closer. I do think that day will come, but it's just a shame that I feel like I know that I'm not alone in that. Like, so many people feel quite isolated and stuff during maternity leave, and they would love to go and meet up with a friend and go like do a little bit of shopping or just have a little catch up or go to soft play with the kids, and they just don't really have that friendship to do it with, and I certainly don't have that. Like, I've got my sister-in-law and she's amazing, and she's got a young kid as well, but it's just one of them, like, yeah, it's just hard to, I think, make those new connections and those new friends when, I don't know, it's just not really about you anymore, it's about the kids. And yeah, I don't know, does everyone else feel like that? I feel like I've spoken to a few of you and it does sound like it's a similar kind of issue with a lot of us. Hello. Harley, it's okay, babe. There you go. There you go.
Change here for national.
Another beautifully styled hairstyle from me this morning. Oh, my life.
Hi.
Can you? Alright, you go there, Jane. You go in there.
Little baby Riley. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I know you didn't mean to, but it's okay.
I wanted
got
to
this,
put my
yeah.
arm like this.
I know, if you move though, because then you're a little bit in the way. Yeah, perfect, well done.
You know what my tuffles is? Riley?
Right, Molly, can you move out the way so that I can, thank you. Right, you can go outside, little babes. You don't like it in here, do you? There you go. Washing machine, please. It's supposed to, it's just trying to drain it. If you keep touching it, then it will break. Okay, George.
Yeah.
Morning, guys. It's now the next day. I was obviously in London yesterday with Liv and it was so lovely just to catch up. Honestly, I didn't feel like I had much time because by the time I got there, it was like we went and got a bit of lunch. We obviously had a catch up. We went to like a couple of shops like very, very briefly. And then I had to head home because it takes me a good like couple of hours to get in and out of London, like door to door from where I was. Like we went to like Oxford Street, like Soho area, and to get door to door it's like 2 hours travel. So by the time I got there, had lunch and went to like 2 shops, yeah, I had to rush back to get George from nursery, which I got back on time, which was good. It is from your dad's. Yeah.
Mommy, can you fly this ball?
Yeah, you can do a flying thing now. I think it's charged. Look, I bought this for George from Argos. It's like a little mini drone. Okay, so this is George's little drone that I got him from Argos. It was £30, like a Hot Wheels one. I think they probably do it on Amazon as well. George, you're really good at it, aren't you? Very lightweight, very small, and if it knocks into things, it really doesn't matter. It's actually quite sturdy. The battery life isn't great. It probably lasts for like 15 minutes if you're using it. But it's actually a really good drone. One thing is do not use it outside because the second we took it outside, it went up and the wind took it and it went into like several gardens over. So we're not going to be doing that again, are we?
Why?
I think, George, I don't think it is charged. That's what the problem is, maybe. Okay, I don't think it was actually on charge properly, so anyway, I'll show you a little bit later.
From Tesco's, Mummy.
It's from Lidl.
No, look. From Tesco.
Okay. Do you know what day it is today?
No.
Where'd you take all of this stuff? Do you remember?
No.
Where's this go?
I don't want to go to Costco, Louie.
George has got this new thing of calling everyone a wee head. Not ideal. Good morning, guys. I hope you are doing very well. It is like a week later from when you last saw me. I just feel like I've had one of those weeks, like I catch my breath, and like vlogging was just incredibly hard. So I thought I would just have a little bit of a break and then catch up with you in real time towards the end of this vlog, which is where we are now. So literally, like, would have been like 2 weeks ago when I went into London with Liv, had a lovely time. As soon as I got back, basically we just had a really hard week. Like in the house, it was just one thing on top of the other. George was really struggling with his emotions, and we were just having a lot of like behavioural things. Hallie was like really clingy and really, you know, whiny, needing a lot of attention, and I think she was teething a little bit and a bit of a regression sleep-wise. It's just being like one of those weeks, you know? And I feel like because of all of that, I have been incredibly highly strung and frankly needed a bit of a break. So that is exactly what I did. I actually had this in the diary. It was just like fortunately planned. Had it in the diary for months, like 3 months it took, or 4 months it took us to organise this, for me to go up and see one of my friends who lives up in Sheffield. So I went up to see her for the night, and I went up on the Saturday and came back on the Sunday, but it was like 24 hours just away from like all of my responsibilities. And I really needed it. I've honestly come back and I'm feeling so refreshed. It's Wednesday now, so I've been back a few days. I got back on Sunday, so it wasn't really that long, but it was just such a nice reset. And I have to say, like, being away for 24 hours from like the responsibilities of like, you know, everything, the daily grind of mundane mum life, it just helps me, well, firstly realise how lucky I am and how much I absolutely love my life, because it's hard to see that when you're in it, but as soon as you take a step back, you're like, oh my God, look at it, like, it's amazing. It absolutely is, and I'm very grateful for everything that I have, but you also realise, like, you don't have the freedom and, I don't know, ability to just, like, be yourself sometimes, and having 24 hours to just be me and just chat with my friend and go out for food and cocktails and, you know, just talk the night away and catch up about stuff, about life, because everyone's got so much going on in their life, and to actually like sit and listen to someone else's life and then talk about your life a little bit, it's like so nice to just like actually be able to speak out loud about things. I know that sounds really silly because like literally that's what I'm doing to you guys right now, like talking out loud and whatever, but there's obviously some things you don't want to put on the internet that you'd only tell your like closest to friends, and it's just really nice to have that ability to do that without like kids running around and you not being able to finish a sentence, because trust me, that's like my life generally, as I'm sure it is for you guys as well. So yeah, it was just so needed and so lovely, and I can't wait to do it again in a few months' time. It was also really good for the kids and for Ash to have that one-on-one time with him without me being around, because I'm obviously like the default parent, like if something goes wrong, it's me. If they want to show me something, if George wants to show me something, it's me. If Hallie needs comforting, it's me. Like, it's, you know, it's always me. Even if Ash is around, it's just the default that we've all fallen into, and that's not anyone's fault, but it's just allowed Ash a little bit of one-on-one time to be the default parent and for them to go to him. And I've really noticed the difference since I've been back, over the last like 4 days. Like, you know, they go to him for so much more, and you know, George is missing him when he's at work. He wants to know where he is. He wants to know, you know, when he's going to come home, and if they're going to get to do like some fun activities that they do, like they did loads of arts and crafts, and they went to the farm and stuff when I wasn't here. Like, they just had so much fun, and it's just really nice. It's just a really nice feeling all around, and gosh, it was just needed for all of us to press a bit of a reset button, but it wasn't like this big extravagant thing. I literally went to my friend's house for 24 hours. And I just feel so much better for it. So this is your sign. If you have a friend you could go to, or even just like a night out or whatever it might be, do it. Absolutely do it. Because I feel so refreshed having come back. I say that like we have had a morning, I'm not going to lie, like the morning today was intense before nursery, but George is at nursery and Hallie is having a nap. So I've just popped her down. And yeah, I thought it'd be a good chance for us to have a little bit of a catch up about something that I've been thinking about since actually I came back, well, since I visited my friend. That's where it's kind of all kicked off from, but I'm just going to use you guys as a soundboard, and you're probably going to tell me that I'm crazy, but yeah, I'm just going to start. I'm just going to tell you. So, like I said, I have just come back from my friend's house, and she's actually just moved into a new build house, which is gorgeous, and I had always kind of had in my head that I don't like new builds, and the reason I kind of had that in my head is because I thought they were all small. I thought there was no storage. I thought they were all packed in like sardines on an estate, and everyone could like see into everyone's gardens and see into each other's windows and stuff, and they had no character, and I was just like, nah, not for me. I'd rather get a doer-upper and do it up and add value and make it completely your own, etc. Now, I'm sure all of those points are still valid for some new builds, but genuinely, my friend's 2 new builds that she's had, she had lived in a new build before and then she's just moved into a new one, are gorgeous. Like, they're so nice. The quality is really nice, and they do have a bit of character on the outside, like the developer that she's gone with. And the rooms are not small at all. There's plenty of space and there's plenty of storage. And I'm just like, I don't know why I have this preconception of new builds. I'm sure that might be the case for some, but that's clearly not what they're all like. And I have to admit, our house situation, as much as I love our house and as much as I love what we've changed in the house, like where I'm sat right now used to be like a completely different room. Like, we've remodeled this house essentially. We've knocked down walls, put new walls up, added a new kitchen, half done the new bathroom, and you know, we're so lucky that we've got, you know, the funds to do that. But frankly, the reason we had the funds to do that is because we bought a really cheap house, and then we had savings to be able to like do the changes that we've done. But this house, firstly, it still has so much, like, it's quite an old house. It's like a 1960s house. It's not terribly old, but it's not new. There's so many things that you would change if you like were coming in here. If you had the funds to do it, you really would change. And even when you make all of the changes that we've made, there's still like a million more things to go. And it is also a house that has not got parking. And with 2 young kids, I know that you will feel this, guys. If any of you live in council houses or houses with limited parking, and you've got to like walk from your car a long distance, or frankly don't even have a car, like I don't know what everyone's situations are, but I've been in situations in the past, like every house that we've lived in, we've never had like a drive or parking outside the house. It's always been, you park really far away from the house and then you walk to the house up like some alley or a little path or whatever it might be. Or even in our old house, it was like down some steps and then down a like walkway. It was just a lot. With all the bags and the stuff that kids have and the physical like carrying of kids, frankly, most of the time I'm carrying 2 children because one child won't walk in the right direction and the other child cannot walk yet. So I'm normally carrying 2 kids, bags on my back, like honestly doing trips to and from the car. Like, it's just frankly a workout and a half, just every single day. Every time I'm trying to go in and out of the house with the kids, it's chaos. I have always thought about this house, it is a real shame it doesn't have that drive or, you know, parking facility, or even just like on-street parking like outside our house. That was the main downfall for me for this house. But we were in a rush and we wanted to move locations, and it's a big step up from our old house, which was an ex-council house. There's not anything else we could do to this house that would add value, like at all. To be honest, like if I could pick this house up and put it somewhere else and add a drive, I maybe would invest a little bit more into this house and make it our forever home, because frankly, it's the nicest house I've ever lived in. I've always lived in council houses, on council estates. That's just always been my life, other than when we lived in military housing, which to be honest was probably like the same level as council housing. Like, there's nothing wrong with council houses at all. Like I said, I've always lived in them my entire life, other than when we lived in military housing, which to be honest is pretty much the same as council housing. Like, the fact that I even have the opportunity to live in a house like this and do things like this to the kitchen and, you know, change the bathrooms and stuff, like, that's all really, really amazing, and I'm never going to take that for granted. But it is still a house that there's quite a lot to do still, and it's not really going to add any value, and it doesn't solve that issue of the parking situation and the general day-to-day it being quite difficult, especially like for deliveries and things like that. Like, honestly, our delivery drivers hate us because it's a nightmare to get like access to the house. So with all that being said, I have proposed to Ash that we consider looking at new builds as a potential next step for us. And I don't know exactly like timeline wise what that would look like, and he was apprehensive at first, but I actually did go and have a little look around some showrooms of new build estates that are being built in our area, and I have to say I was like shocked to see the quality. I know the show homes are obviously always going to be like the better versions of the houses, but the quality, the size of the rooms, the storage, like all the things that I had preconceptions about absolutely were not the case in these houses, and they were just so nice, like so nice. And it's really made me now have the itch to move. Is that crazy? Yes it is. Financially, it's not the right decision. However, I do just keep thinking about these houses that I saw, and they were just next level gorgeous, and the price wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I am genuinely really considering a new build for our next house, and I would love to know your experiences with new builds, if you've had any, because I hear about like the snagging process. I've never done the whole new build thing, so I don't understand really like the whole snagging process, like what it's like, what each of the developers are like the pros and cons of each of the developers and stuff. I would love to know. I would love to know the goss. I would love to know if I'm crazy. I think I probably am. 2 years, like we are like prolific movers. It's ridiculous. We've always moved because of necessity, but this time it would be because of choice, and it wouldn't be relocating this time. Like in the last 4 years, we've moved 4 times. It's insane. So let me run you through our little timeline. In September 2020, just after George was born, 3 weeks after George was born, we moved from our house that we owned, the ex-council house that we owned down in Hampshire. We moved all the way to Lincolnshire, where my partner was working at the time. That was into a military house that we didn't own, but we were kind of like renting from the army. Then when he went on deployment for 6 months, or however long it was, I think it was 6 months, I moved back from that house into our old house that we had rented out for a few months, a year, and then I moved back into that house with George, just me and George, until Ash returned back from deployment and came to join us for a little bit. Then he was like commuting to and from Hampshire and Lincolnshire. Like he would stay in Lincolnshire during the week and then come back during the weekends. Because that was like not a sustainable, situation. The only reason we had lived in Hampshire in the first place is because that's where Ash used to work. He didn't work there anymore, so there was no point in us staying there, and we wanted to be closer to family. So we moved from Hampshire to where we live now, which is much closer to family. So that was like, 1 move, 2 moves, 3 moves. So 3 times, I apologise, 3 times, not 4. If we were to move again, that would be the 4th time. It's just, it's just one of those, like, I can't believe I'm even saying the words new build, but I'm genuinely really considering it. Do you ever just pull like such random things out of the fridge and hope that it's all just going to come together for like a nice easy lunch? I've got some mozzarella that's open that I need to use. I've got Italian antipasto selection, an avocado, some hummus, some pesto, some chorizo, and then I've just popped some toast on, and I'm just going to make myself and Hallie something. So with all of these bits, and hope for the best. Also got this green veggies puree thing, so I might put that on some toast with like some hummus and disguise it for Hallie. This stuff is next level. Flax seeds on top just because it's healthy. Look at that! What do you think? Oh, yummy. So I have got avocado on toast with a bit of hummus, a bit of chorizo, a bit of mozzarella, pesto, sriracha and flax seeds. I've got my melon for after. And then Hallie's got a little chilled out version of what I've got basically. Is it nice? Straight for the melon. Yum, yum. Yummy, yummy. Yum, yum, yum. Right, we're gonna have lunch together and I'll catch up with you after. Hallie and I are heading out, just on my trek to the car. Okay, Hallie and I are heading out because I need to go to Hobbycraft, pick up a few bits. I don't have a lot of time. Hobbycraft is like 45 minutes from our house. We don't have a lot of shops near us. So anyway, I'm heading to Hobbycraft to pick up some bits because I want to do some bits for George to help with using some of his resources that the health visitor gave us recently, like for his behaviour and his routines and like his reward systems and stuff like that. But yeah, I just want to go and pick up, like I want to get a jar for him so I can put pom-poms in as a reward, and when it gets full up then he gets a little reward. And like if he's just doing good things like kind hands, playing nicely, then he gets a pom-pom. If he wakes up nicely in the morning and doesn't start screaming for crisps first thing in the morning or whatever, he gets a pom-pom. I know it sounds tedious, believe me, but the health visitor has, you know, she's explained it all, the concept behind it, and I'm willing to give it a go. As well as his like routine thing that I usually use. I know I've shown you that in several vlogs. I want to get like a Velcro situation so I can put that up on the wall rather than just being like haphazardly all over the kitchen table. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go get that, and then I'll show you what I get after. Hallie and I have just come out of Hobbycraft and I've picked up a few bits for George mainly. Well actually no, they're pretty much all for George. For his like sort of behavioural side of things and just helping us, like just supporting us I guess, get through on the like day to day and knowing how best to support George and get the best out of him. So yeah, we've come up with a few little I don't know, strategies to potentially help us, some of which nursery have tried with him and they've worked, and then some of which the health visitor has suggested us trying as well. So we're all just trying to take like a nice approach to help him in his daily life. And the one thing that I really like doing is his routine. We really love doing his little visual cards that I've showed you guys loads of times for his routine in the day, but I have to be honest, I don't use them every single day, and that's mainly just because I forget, it's chaotic in the morning, we don't have time, you know, it's already like a lost cause half the time once once George is in a certain mood. Bought a little bit of like hook and loop tape, so like a little bit of Velcro tape so that I can put those on the back of the cards. I'm gonna pop that onto the wall and start doing his routine like that, and I think he'll really like it. It's a really nice visual way of him seeing what he's doing, and having a little bit of control for George is key for him to know what's going on and to just feel, I don't know, a little bit more safe. I know you're bouncing all over the place, but it's the best I can do. Sorry. Walking back home, George has ran off, a million bags on my back. Walking back from the car. Hello, George. We're back.
No!
Here we go. Go. Need to change Hallie's nappy.
You just smell it.
Oh, God. There we go. Mind your fingers. Go.
Mine. I'm close.
Pardon?
Where's the sand, Mummy?
The sand's in my car. I need to go and get it. It's just tricky because I've got lots of bags to carry. Lots of bags and babies to carry. I can't carry sand as well. Sand's like just as heavy as you. Oh.
I can hold it really.
Right. He gets home, just, oh God. Might have to wait till Daddy gets home, okay? Sit.
No.
Yeah. But listen, I can't carry Hallie and the sand and you and open the doors and lock the doors. It's very tricky. I know, darling, I know. Okay, we've just had dinner. I'm going back to the car now with George to get the sand. He's very excited.
Where's the sand?
That's the sand.
That's sand?
Yeah, this bad boy. It's very heavy though. I need to get the other stuff out as well. Maybe you could help me with the other stuff and I'll carry the sand, yeah?
Okay.
Right, well done George for carrying all the pom-poms and stuff. Well done. Morning guys, I hope you're doing okay. It's the next day now and I'm so annoyed because I actually went to edit this vlog last night because I finished it and I recorded loads of footage like of me getting the sand out for George. We played a little bit together. I went to my fitness class and then I spoke with you a little bit in the car after that, but the footage all didn't have sound because I cannot figure out this camera and it's all my fault basically. So all the footage I took yesterday evening after I got back from the nursery run it's all just like ruined. But anyway, I wanted to come to you this morning and finish off the vlog before I start the day. Like I've got so much to do today. I've got to go pick my mum up from the airport, obviously sort all the kids. Like I am so tired. My eye is stinging. I think I've got like some sort of infection in it, so that's fantastic. But anyway, I wanted to finish off the vlog and say goodbye. So thank you so much for watching as always guys. Let me know if you have any suggestions on the new build stuff. But for now, I think I am gonna love you and leave you. Hopefully this actually does have audio and I can get to edit this video and get it out for Sunday. So I know darling, right, I'm gonna go. So thank you so much, bye guys.
'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.